The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us.
In this edition, PM to inaugurate conference, election report welcome, and FIBA Oceania Championship concludes.
The effects of two major and several minor quakes that shook Madang province and nearby provinces has had massive economic downturns for the business sector. The damages caused to goods, assets and human resources for companies and government houses is drastic. It was a slow start for the province as business houses cleaned up what the quakes damaged. Popular business houses such as Anderson's, Brownbell, Supreme and BMK, to name a few, all remained closed until after lunch. All buildings that were constructed with bricks and cracks and major collapse with missed goods thrown all over the place. Meanwhile, PNG Power has issued a notice regarding the total outrage of power due to earthquakes. They stated that its generator, transmission and distribution assets have been damaged and staff are currently working towards restoring power. Houses all over town also collapsed, most of them being semi-permanent houses. Residents of Wagol in Madang felt the most in impacts, with numerous houses down. They are now in need and calling on the government to assist. From the hospital, one death and 4 casualties have been reported. According to the night shift staff, a person that died was from a vehicle accident on the Sauia Ranges in Wali Transgogol area. Meanwhile, Prime Minister James Marape expressed his heartfelt sympathy and unwavering support for the people of Madang and neighboring provinces severely impacted by the devastating 6.7 magnitude earthquake that struck yesterday evening, with its epicenter located at Basamuk in the Raikost district. In response to this tragic disaster, Prime Minister Marape has taken immediate action, swiftly mobilizing relevant government departments and agencies to assess the extent of the damage and the number of individuals affected. Marape says Raikost MP and Labour and Employment Minister Cassie Sawang, together with the Madang provincial government, have taken swift and decisive action to assess the situation on the ground. Prime Minister Marape reaffirmed the government's unwavering dedication to support the Madang provincial government as well as the affected districts and communities during this challenging time. Meetings are most productive if the hard work has been put in beforehand. Treasurer Ian Ling-Stuckey made these remarks after a successful trip to USA recently.
Clear timetables and understandings of items that will be covered and good preparations are required to ensure overseas meetings are as productive as possible. This was the experience witnessed by Treasurer Ian Ling-Stuckey when traveling with the Prime Minister James Marape to Washington recently. He said for these reasons, he was pleased to have met with the Chinese ambassador Zhang Fanua along with his key officials last week. Ling-Stuckey said there has also been a follow-up meeting between this week to further refine details of the visit by the Prime Minister to China soon. The key goals during that visit is to work as part of the government team to strengthen its relations with such key partner and friend, the government of China. Ling-Stuckey said the focus of his work is to secure additional cheaper funding for Papua New Guinea. Chinese interest rates are currently below those in the US and Australia, and even from many of our multicultural partners. He also looks forward to meetings with China's Export Credit Bank, along with the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and others. Susan Oreape, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape will officially inaugurate the Papua New Guinea Asia Investment Conference in Hong Kong later this month. This significant announcement was made by Prime Minister Marape during a press conference held at his office, Parliament Office recently.
The Prime Minister James Marape said the objective of hosting other trade and investment conferences is to promote investments and trade to grow the country's economy and create employment for Papua New Guineans. PM Marape said the government will be looking at bringing in investments and businesses that will help realize the government's strategy to go into downstream processing, grow the economy and create jobs for the people. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru emphasized the growing trade partnership between Papua New Guinea and China, highlighting China as the #1 trading partner. He expressed confidence in the expansion of this partnership, particularly with the new LNG projects and food exports on the horizon. Marape said bringing in the investment conference to China, a key business hub in Asia, aims to foster trade and investment in Papua New Guinea while building bridges between Asian investments and businesses in PNG. Susan Oreape, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape has welcomed the presentation of an interim report by the Special Parliamentary Committee on 2022 general elections in Parliament recently. He commended the committee for taking on board such an enormous task and reporting back on its progress.
The Special Parliamentary Committee on 2022 General Elections Chairman Alan Baird presented the report in Parliament recently, 1 year after the inception of the committee, which becomes the first one to be established in the country's 47 years to look into a set of national general elections and review for improvement. Baird said the unacceptable conduct, disruption and outcomes of the National General Election 2022 brought many serious issues to the fore, such as the credibility of key institutions involved. He said notably the PNG Electoral Commission's role in conducting elections and in turn affecting the credibility and legitimacy of the election of members of the Parliament and the credibility and function of the system of governance.
All these have resulted in the loss of confidence by our people in our electoral process and, of course, in our governance system.
In responding, Prime Minister James Marape commended the committee for working hard to present an independent assessment on the PNG Electoral Commission's delivery of the 2022 national general elections.
We look forward to the full completion of this report. I give assurance these recommendations contained in not just this report but the final report would assist us prepare better so that in 2027 elections we secure one vote, one person, one vote, cleaner voting process so that what is meant in its fullest meaning of democracy will be a gift this body of leaders give to Parliament in the 2027 national general elections.
The Prime Minister reiterated that Pangu has given democracy to PNG in 1975 and Pangu continues to work to secure a better democratic process for 2027 and beyond. In Parliament, the committee made 11 recommendations presented for immediate implementation. Summarized by Governor Baird are as follows: the establishment of a permanent parliamentary committee on electoral matters, the strengthening of interdepartmental elections committee as an administrative coordination, the increase on the number of commissioners, effective planning and implementation, electoral roll update, voter identification, adequate and timely release of election funding, election security, illegal firearms and ammunition survey, legal reform program, and priority cross-cutting matters. Susan Oreape, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, let's calories, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite from us. Sandy, see, call us, scare rice, don't scare price. Sandy, see, call us, scare rice, don't scare price. Amber, you like it?
All Mama Flame is story all same.
Me say you sing flame flower long one yem. Me say me Kim Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like him flower balls belong me what them kawa war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. Ne make kumu mix him what them cow na karama pim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is kelly one time wala harpela kai. Me save kisi more kai long all get a toya me tromoy one time flame flower.
You ina peki more one time flame flower.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Ton, 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 hino, ton, ton.
If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton, ton.
Digicel TV presents the race that stops the nation. The most prestigious horse race in the world. The Melbourne Cup 2023. Coming soon to Digicel TV.
Welcome back. With the aim of hosting the Papua LNG project, a new solar project and an ambulance was commissioned for the people of Kuriva in Hiri-Koyari district of Central Province recently. A time of progress for the Kuriva people when a new 42 kilowatt solar mini power grid was commissioned for the St. John Bosco Kuriva Primary School and the handover of the ambulance to Kuriva Health Centre. On board with the partnership are Total Energies, USAID St. John's Ambulance, ExxonMobil Santos Papua JV Partners, and Hiri-Koyari MP Kit Iduhu. MP Iduhu shared that these two items will go a long way in ensuring schools and community have reliable electricity and those in need of medical assistance are able to receive assistance from the ambulance. He further elaborated that as a young district, it is vital that the people work together with important stakeholders for the betterment of our future. To regional news, leaders from the Pacific community have met with Climate Change Minister Chris Bowen in Sydney, urging the federal government to step up in response. They say climate change is disproportionately impacting Pacific nations and want Australia to take a stronger lead ahead of this year's UN summit.
Singing in harmony, members of the Pacific community gather in Western Sydney to call on Australia to scale up its response to the climate crisis.
We as Pacifica people have contributed the least to the way that our climate is. Listen to our Pacifica people. Listen and act.
Pacific leaders say their nations are among the most vulnerable, with rising sea levels and worsening storms in the region. Ahead of COP28 talks in December, they urge the federal government to give their voices a platform in the global climate discussion.
Families across the seas are watching their homes and their lands and their loved ones and their ancestors washed away
The federal government has committed to reduce carbon emissions by 43% by 2030. But Pacific leaders here say that falls short, and they're calling for stronger emissions cuts as well as a clear plan for moving away from fossil fuels.
What does that actually look like in practice? We need a timetable.
This week, the federal government announced Australia will rejoin the Green Climate Fund, which helps vulnerable nations respond to climate change. The government says it'll make a contribution by the end of the year.
I'm pretty satisfied with what we have been able to achieve, but it is just simply the beginning. We have so much more to do.
Australia is seeking to host COP31 alongside other Pacific nations in 2026.
More than 10% of eligible voters have already cast their ballots on whether to recognise First Australians through a constitutionally enshrined advisory body to Parliament.
An optimistic Prime Minister joining 2 million others in voting early, appealing for Australians to embrace the rare opportunity of a referendum.
Frankie's voting yes. There is nothing to fear here, and I believe this will be a moment of national unity.
Ahead of a cross-country sprint to the finish line.
In the next 7 days, I was in Queensland yesterday. I will be in the other 5 states and 2 territories over the coming 7 days.
As the No campaign turns to former Prime Ministers and focuses attention on a message that seems to be cutting through.
This extremely divisive voice which would entrench disunity and inequality in our Constitution.
The No camp maintaining its criticism of the wording and timing of the first referendum in more than 2 decades.
What we're hearing from a lot of voters is that they're frustrated with the way this referendum has been handled by the Prime Minister. They feel like we're more divided than united because of it.
Both sides are calling for respect in the remaining days of the campaign, but neither is willing to put forward a detailed plan should polling prove right and the referendum fail, leaving many to contemplate whether enduring the nastier side of the campaign has been worthwhile.
Some of it's been bruising, that's true, but the really big issue, or the most important issue, is not that. The important issue is what this will deliver for the country.
You're watching TVWAN News. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Thankful Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, International Basketball Federation Under-17 Oceania Championship concluded on Saturday, October 7, 2023, with finals held at the Sir John Guy's Indoor Complex in Port Moresby. In the finals, Samoa enjoyed the afternoon with plenty of class, holding off opposition, Guam 132 baskets to 63 in the Battle of Bronze, before Australia leapfrogged New Zealand 96-49 to claim its third title. The one-sided affair against lackluster Guam pushed Samoa up to settle for bronze medal, while Australia and New Zealand once again squared up in the battle for gold medal. Australia came out on top, securing its third straight title of the FIBA Under-17 Oceania Championships. While Australians proved their credentials as the team to be reckoned with as the champions in the region, it was a different story for others, including the host nation. PNG proudly hosted the tournament, but could not make it into the finals and exited at the conclusion of the group stages, finishing at the bottom in the overall standing. The players' height, team's preparation and other factors may play a part or two in deciding the result of the team. However, PNG had an underwhelming campaign and are expected to improve going forward after this fade at the home court. Participating in the 2023 FIBA Under-17 Oceania Championships include Australia, New Zealand, Samoa, Guam and the host nation Papua New Guinea. Meanwhile, this championship is a qualifying event. The two top teams, Australia and New Zealand, now qualify for the 2024 Asia Under-18 Championship to represent the Oceania region. England made 4 wins out of 4 at the Rugby World Cup 2023, but were made to work hard before overcoming Samoa 18-17 in Lyle on Saturday. Already confirmed as Pool D winners, England will play the runners-up in Pool C, Australia or more likely Fiji, in the quarterfinals on October 15th.
England captain Owen Farrell said their game against Samoa was scrappy. It didn't feel like the best from them, but all credit has to go to Samoa. Samoa captain Michael Ala'alatoa was happy to have put on a performance but despondent at getting so close to the first victory over England. In today's match, it's fair to say the Rugby World Cup has not gone too well for the Australian Wallabies. The Wallabies might make it through to the quarterfinals, but it depends on Fiji's performance against Portugal tomorrow morning. Fiji have been one of the outstanding teams of the tournament, following up a so-near, so-far defeat to Wales with victories over Australia and Georgia, to stand 1 point from quarter-final qualification before kick-off. Fiji head coach Simon Raiwalui has named a strong side to his starting lineup. Portugal, however, will stand to sign off from an encouraging tournament with a victory statement, as it is likely to be the final game for a number of those involved. No matter who qualifies for the quarterfinals, it is set for an intriguing matchup. Craig Kabiagu, TVWAN Sports.
And now to weather. This is a renewal strong wind warning issued by Papua New Guinea National Weather Service for all inland areas of Western Province, including all coastal waters of southern PNG Indonesia border, to Daru, to Kiwai Island through Gulf of Papua, to Port Moresby, to Hood Point, Samurai Island, Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Island to Finschhafen, through Vitiaz Dampier Straits to CRC, Long Islands, to West New Britain to St. George Canal, including all NGI provinces, and Bismarck, Solomon and Coral Seas. Strong east to southeast winds of 22 to 33 knots are expected to continue for the next 24 hours, causing rough seas. All small crafts and boats are advised to take necessary precautions before going out to seas, especially in the warning areas. That ends the news tonight. Bye for now.
TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.